Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Monsieur Balisong here for a big review. A big review of a big knife. Or should I say a small knife. The Benchmade 42. The overpriced collector's piece that is gorgeous. That's my opinion of this knife. To get into the longer review though, this is a knife from the late 90s or early 2000s, I don't remember. This is a trend-setting knife. It basically has its genes in all modern Balisongs. You can see with the fly tie Luca, recessed holes with dots, recessed holes with dots, and a lot of modern Balisongs have that design. This was like one of the first actual flippable knives ever made. Obviously there were other knives that you could flip, but a lot of them were stainless steel, way too heavy, way too much handle bias. It just felt like you're throwing two rocks around with a little piece of paper stuck in the middle. Now this actually had full titanium cast handles, a channel style, which means it's one full thick piece of titanium. There's no screws, no pieces that are screwed together, and this can never come apart. Unlike a replicant, which you could see it's multiple pieces, a sandwich style, these screws come apart and then you gotta fix them. This channel style will never fall apart. I'm gonna get into some pros of this knife. So the pros, it's gorgeous. Everybody knows this knife. This is the most recognizable Balisong ever. No one can argue with me on that. I dare you to try. And it's channel style, it's another pro. Channel will never fall apart, you never have to tighten anything on it, just the pivots, which is really nice. See, another pro, it is very customizable. A full channel titanium, you can do a lot with this. Obviously this has some very, very gorgeous frosted ano. I think it is done by Not a Real Boy. Very gorgeous ano. I've never seen this on anything else before. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. So it's gorgeous, channel, and highly customizable. But now I need to get into the negatives, of which I personally have quite a few. This knife is too light, in my opinion, for my style. You could love it. Maybe you'd love it. It is 4.1 ounces. Whereas a replicant is 4.9, and this thing will just spin forever, it'll chaplain forever, and it's what you want in a flipper. This thing, the chaplain, is a bit more difficult to acquire because it's just a little bit more fussy, and since it's more neutral bias, and spinning is a little bit difficult. The blade likes to just shoot out like that, like you saw. Choker fans are a bit of a pain in the ass with this thing because it's too blocky, and it doesn't throw its weight around your fingers that well. It's overpriced. Don't save up for this thing if you think it's going to be the best flipper ever. Only buy this if you want a collector's piece and to flip something that is extremely classic. It uses only a washer system, and a steel washer system at that, which is horrible, which leads to really bad tolerances. I have upgraded bronze washers, but nonetheless the tolerances are horrible. And yeah, I'm sorry if this is your favorite knife ever, I am sorry, but it is not my favorite knife ever. I think it's an amazing knife and it's gorgeous and very historic, but it just does not hold up against today's knives. It's got 440C, a very outdated blade steel, 5.2 inch handles compared to the replicant, which is 5.5 inches, and you can see that. You got less real estate to deal with here. So I'm gonna get into the scoring system, because I still like this knife, it doesn't hold up to today's moderns. So for ergonomics, you have an 8 out of 10. It is very comfortable to hold. These recesses and dots give you a great amount of grip, but since it's a full titanium, it's still smooth, surprisingly, because often when I have a full titanium knife like this, it gets a bit sticky. but there's something about this finish that is always smooth. It's never sticky. So I don't know what Benchmade did there, but they did damn nice. So they get an 8 out of 10 for ergonomics. You can put your finger on this little crown right there just to do some cutting. Flippibility. Now, I did say that I don't like it as much as modern knives, but it's still gonna be a 6. This thing is definitely flippable. Being one of the first flippable knives ever that wasn't incredibly heavy, it still holds some liquid. You can still pop it around a little, and if you like a more neutral-based Balisong, you would like this thing. I'm not a neutral-based flipper, so I'm not a huge fan of this, but I'll still give it a 6, because I gotta give credit where it's due. Looks, 9 out of 10. Come on. Literally the most recognizable butterfly knife ever. Everyone's trying to copy it. 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 10 if maybe it had Damascus steel. I only give 10 out of 10s to very special knives. And then materials and finish is 7 out of 10. The materials that are amazing on this, the handles, full titanium channel, super high quality, will never break, amazing. No screws down here, no hardware. The only hardware is 2 screws. The bad part, you got bad play and washers and an outdated blade steel. But it's still Benchmade, so you can always send this in for a new blade or a resharpening. So that's your 7 out of 10. And that gives you a full total score of 30 out of 40, which is a pretty damn good score. Like, the Benchmade 42, don't get me wrong, is an above average knife, and it's got an immense history behind it. It just doesn't hold up to the moderns today, especially this thing right here. But that's just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I hope you stay tuned for my next videos, and peace.